Today I'm going to be trying to make myself look a little slimmer by using hair and makeup tips from one of my favorite Korean YouTubers, Ssin-nim. I love watching her videos. She's got an awesome personality. I really enjoy her content. She's always fun to watch. She's a really funny person and quite informative as well. So when I saw her video where she shows the hair and makeup tips about how to make yourself look a little slimmer, I was quite intrigued, and I was very curious to see how much of a difference they would make on me. I wouldn't mind at least looking a little slimmer. So I'm gonna try that out today. I watched her video several times. I wrote a bunch of notes here on this very high-tech envelope. I'll add in the odd clip here and there from her video if need be, but I'm just going to be following the general instructions that I've written down here. First thing I'm going to do is pose for a before. There we go. There's my before. Let's get started. Okay, first thing she does is put on a moisturizing base. She uses the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched base, I think, because it goes on matte, but it's very moisturizing. Because Ssin-nim says in her video she prefers a moisturizer on the inside, but more of a matte look on the outside kind of aesthetic, which is obviously what we're going to be going for today. That stuff is like $80 or $90, probably more in Canadian dollars, so I'm gonna be skipping that step. I still feel pretty moisturized from my from what minimal skincare I do apply in the mornings. So I'm just gonna move right on to the next step. She uses a lip cream because when she filmed the video, I guess it was quite dry in Korea, and her lips were chapped. So just for the sake of following the tutorial to the T, I'm going to be using this Laneige lip sleeping mask stuff. I always have really dry lips anyway, so this is kind of always something I do anyway. Nice. Next, she uses the Savasu Perfect Veil base in #1 Pink Beige. She uses it sort of like as a combination SPF and like a moisturizing primer, kind of tone-up cream duo. I don't feel like I need to tone up at all. If anything, I'm going to be toning down. I am going to be applying some color corrector to my cheeks. Because the Savasu Perfect Veil base has some SPF in it, I'm just going to be using this sunscreen that I've been enjoying lately. This is the Sunjung Mild Defense Sun Cream, SPF 49 PA++. This is by Etude House. So I'm just going to start out with a little bit of that. Don't forget the neck. I quite often forget my neck, to be honest with you. Make sure that's really patted in. Usually when I'm prepping for makeup, I would apply this stuff like at least an hour beforehand, because even though I do have dry skin and I prefer more hydrating ingredients, when I layer these products on and then just go right in with makeup, I feel like my skin doesn't have enough time to properly absorb the moisturizer and the lotions and the sunscreen and stuff. I don't like the feeling of too many layers on my skin at once. It makes me feel stuffy, almost claustrophobic feeling. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but there you have it. So I'm using a combination of green and yellow to help cancel out redness. Okay, next she uses the Bobbi Brown Skin Concealer Stick. I think in her video, I think she says she mostly is using that to tone up certain areas before going in with her usual concealer. because the Bobbi Brown Skin Concealer Stick.
Because the Bobbi Brown Skin Concealer Stick did it.
It's very moisturizing and it doesn't adhere that well to her skin, so I'm going to skip that step. Next is her usual concealer. She uses the Hera Black Concealer in 2 different shades. She mixes them to get a medium shade that's perfect for that she uses under her eyes for dark circles. And she prefers this Hera one because it's a little bit more of a matte formula. So what I'm going to use is the She Glam Versatile Flawless Concealer. Hopefully it doesn't explode on me this time. So because this is fairly close to my skin tone, I'm going to mix it with the tiniest bit of this. She uses a brush to apply it. I'm just going to use my finger. And then a puff to pat it out. Alright, next step is foundation. She uses a relatively thin foundation, like thin in consistency. The foundation she uses is slightly rosy in undertone to really brighten the face. I try to avoid that because I already am pretty rosy as it is. So I'm just going to be using the Revlon Color Stay in 130 Porcelain. This was the lightest shade in a neutral undertone, and it is too dark for me. Fun fact, I had never used Revlon Color Stay before like 2 days ago. I bought this on a whim the last time I was at Walmart. It was like a month ago, because there are several YouTubers that I watch who really like Revlon Color Stay's formula. They have 2 different formulas, one for more oily combination skin and one for normal to dry skin. So that's the one that I got because I have more dry skin type. This is supposed to have a natural finish. It feels a little matte on my skin, but that's because I have drier skin. So that's why I'm using this, because the foundation that Ssin-nim uses is more on the natural to slight semi-matte side, or so it seems to be in her video. So that's why I'm using this. Just a tiny bit of it, don't need that much. Like 3/4 of a pump, I don't know. I'm going to mix a little bit of white foundation mixer with it to get a shade that will work a little better with my skin tone. Ssin-nim says in her video to focus more on the center of the face. You want to bring attention here. We're going to be contouring the perimeters of the face a little bit later anyway. Foundation is on. I don't necessarily like what the concealer is doing under my eyes, but that's probably because I added the beige color corrector with it. Next is contouring, which is going to be loads of fun. First, we're going to be contouring our cheek and jawline. In her video, Ssin-nim uses the Too Cool for School by Rodin shading in the color Modern. It's an extremely famous, well-known contouring powder, very popular in Korea. The one I usually use is the Peri Pera V shading in the number 3 Hazel Gray. I've never tried the Too Cool for School one, but from what I can remember, the one she uses is a little more neutral in tone. This is a little more cool toned. The only one I have that is kind of close to that would be the Eco Soul shading palette, I think. I forget what it's called. From the Sem. Here's what it looks like. As you can see, the colors are a little warmer. So she says using a big fluffy brush, and I have one right here. Brand new. I haven't used it yet. We're going to take the 2 darker shades, these 2 down here, and we're going to take it from the ear down to the chin. So I'm just going to tap my brush back and forth between these 2. Now, I'm going to take these 2 lighter shades here, and she says to go from out inwards along the cheekbone here, and then along the side of the face to the temple area. So that's what I'm gonna do. I think she does the hairline up here as well. So with whatever's left on my brush, I'm just gonna scrub that through here, like so. This is all very subtly done. We're not trying to carve anything out here. We're just trying to play with shadows a little bit. Okay, next I'm going to take a smaller, fluffy brush, such as this, and we're going to contour the nose. I usually don't contour my nose much. I don't feel like it needs it sometimes. If I do choose to contour, I just contour right here, just to bring that in a little bit, because my nose does get wider down here. So we are going to take this medium shade here, and we're going to start from the eyebrow and work our way down, just in soft strokes, like that. Do the same over here. She says this is to accentuate this area here, but you don't want too much contour in the middle of your nose. You want it to be nice and soft in this area. You don't want there to be too much pigment in the center. It'll be too obvious, I assume. So the next thing she does, which is something that I've actually never tried before, I'm excited to try this, she cuts down the tip of the nose by applying contour right under here. So I'll take a smaller brush, a very stained red brush, dip it into the darkest shade here, tappy tappy, and we're going to try and cut down this nose.
Do you see? Whoa.
I know lots of people do this. I personally have never tried it. I think she does the sides of her nose right here as well. I'm not going to. I'm just gonna leave it as it is today, just with adding a shadow to the bottom of my nose here. So the last two things are the lips and the aiguisal area. I don't really have a natural aiguisal unless I like squint my eyes like this. I can see where it kind of would be if I had one. So I'm gonna take the medium shade and start off with the lips. Can do under here. I don't know if you can see that. Somehow there's sparkles on this brush. Oh no. Okay, and now the aiguisal area. Ooh. Did that actually kind of work? I mean, I like my eyes the way they are. They're fine. But that's a neat look. I'm really excited about that. I didn't think that that would work. Cool. So now we're doing the eyeshadow. This should be fairly quick. First, she uses a very light pink beige all over the eyelid, blending up pretty much into the eyebrow. She puts that same shade under the eyes, and then we're going in with a darker beige on the lid. So the palette I'm going to be using today is the Stone Cold Fox palette. She uses one by Clio. I think it's the Clio Pro palette. But the colors she uses are neutral to slightly cool. It's hard to tell. But I'm going to be using mostly these guys here. Maybe a brown somewhere over here as well. So for the pinky beige, I think I'm going to mix this color, Stone Age, with Luxe, which is like a cream color, to just make a lighter version of this. And then I'm going to go in with Quarry Days on my lid. Okay, now we're going to take a medium brown, bold type right here, sort of a cool tone brown, and we're just going to accentuate this fold here. So I'm going to take a little bit of bold type on the tip of my brush, tap it off, using the back of my hand to really work it into the brush. And then I'm just going to go right here and out here. Something like that, I think. We finally get to the other side of the envelope. Alright, next is eyebrows. Paying closer attention to the center, creating volume here, and then extending it out towards the temples. I'm going to use the NYX Professional Micro Brow Pencil in taupe. Kind of like that. I actually really like that. So I think that's pretty good for that. I'm going to take the brush and soften that. Then we're going to use an eyebrow gel. She uses a clear one. I don't have a clear one, but I do have this Essence Make Me Brow ashy blonde color, but it's very, very sheer. So I'm going to brush up in the front and then down at the tail end of the brow. Okay, next thing she does is eyeliner, and she tightlines her upper lash line, does a really soft wing, and then she goes over that with a lighter brown eyeliner just to soften the edges. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I don't have a light brown eyeliner, so I'm just gonna use my eyebrow pencil. So eyeliner is done. Alright, next is eyelashes. In her video, she curls her lashes before doing the eyeliner. I'm not exactly sure why, but I'm doing mine now. Now, this is the interesting part. She goes in with single false lashes. I'm not gonna do that. I don't have those in the first place, and I don't think I would want to spend the time trying to figure out how to apply those in this video, so I'm just going to skip that step. Then she goes in with a lash fixer and then a lengthening mascara. I don't have a lash fixer, or basically a like a base coat mascara to create volume. I'm just gonna go right in with my Lash Princess Waterproof. The interesting part is before her mascara dries, she takes a pair of tweezers and she squeezes her lashes together to create sort of like a baby doll effect to the eyes. So I'm going to see if I can make that work. I hope I can. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my mascara. Okay, now quickly take your tweezers and clump them together. Ooh. It sort of worked. Ooh. What do you think? I usually prefer a more fluttery look, but this is nice. Those ones just didn't work as good. Why? It kind of worked. This is my first time trying this, so they're kind of... This side worked better. Let's just look over here. I can't remember if she does her bottom lashes, but I'm gonna do my bottom lashes. Next is brightening the aguicel area, just in the inner corner here. She uses a pencil from Too Cool for School. I believe it's like a champagne-y shimmery pencil. I don't have one of those, so I'll just be using my highlighter. I'll be highlighting my face at the same time as well. It is this one, the cap broke, but this is the Wanderlust highlighter by IBY. I got like a little tester size, like a little mini size of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and highlight some of the high points of my face first using a fluffier brush for a more diffused look. I don't want anything too blinding, I just want nice and soft. For her highlighter, in her video, she uses one, I believe, from 3CE. It was a sort of jelly or cream textured cushion type. I don't have that. I don't think I have anything she uses, actually, but that is okay. down the center of the nose. And I can't remember if she does her forehead. I think she does. Chin. I'm going to take a small brush, dip it into the highlighter, and just highlight right in here. Last two steps, blush and lips. In her video, she again uses a cushion to apply her blush. I think her blush has more of like a cream to powder texture. I'm just going to be using the I'm Mimi Afternoon Tea palette. So I'm going to mix these two. Cool. Lips. Ssin-nim uses the Peri Nude Ink Mood Ink Mood stick in a nude shade. I don't think I have any lipsticks or lip tints that are like a true nude. Closest I can get is this She Glam lip tint in Primp. It's just a really light pink color. So that's what I'm gonna use. Because the lip product she uses is more on the matte side to bring attention to the center of her lips, Ssin-nim goes over it with a little bit of her highlighter just in the center. This has a little bit of a glossy finish to it, so I'm not going to do that. And there is the makeup done. Ta-da! But we're not done yet. There are still a couple tips to go yet. First of all, clothing. The same rules would not necessarily apply to everybody, but her and I do have one thing in common, and that is our short stubby necks. To help give the illusion of a longer neck, something like this, something like a crew neck. I'm rocking the Super Mario at the moment. This will not do. This will not do. We need a V-neck, and I don't have a cute little black blazer like she wears in her video. No, what I do have is a flannel button-up. So, one moment, I'm gonna go change into that. It's hard to see, but that's as close to a V-neck as I'm gonna get. There is one more little tweak at this stage. If we want to sort of fake a little bit of a collarbone, we could take some of our contour powder. I'm just using the medium shade. I forget which shade she uses. And we can sort of fake this a little bit. Last thing is the hair. So, in her video, she says that for someone with a face shape like hers that's a little bit long, having a middle part is not the best because it draws attention to the length of her head, and her hair just naturally lacks volume on the sides. So when she creates hairstyles that are more voluminous on the bottom, it draws more attention to the neck and sort of the jaw area. And if that's an area that you're trying to help look slimmer, the last thing you want is to draw attention to it. So she says that for someone with her sort of facial structure and her head shape, to wear your hair straight. I don't know how straight my hair is going to be anymore because it's been up in that clip for 2 hours, but I did, especially for this video, straighten my hair with a flat iron. So she says a side part has a more flattering effect for her head shape. So just because it's her tutorial we're following, I shall create sort of a little side part kind of moment here. Yeah, it did start to crease a little bit. It would be nice if my hair were still perfectly straight, but this is close. For me personally, I have a very flat, round head. I prefer more volume up here to give that illusion of a longer head. And the way she sort of arranges her hair is she does the side part, leaves one side sort of behind her shoulder, like this, and then the other side she flips over her shoulder. And there's the finished look. What do you think? Do I look slimmer? Let me pose for an after. I really like how the eyelashes turned out. I really do. As always, you guys are gonna have to let me know down in the comments what you think. How do you think I did it? I will leave a link to Ssin-nim's video down in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching, as always. If you like this video, please do make sure to give it a big ol' thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one. How to explain things without sounding like a complete buffoon. Photos or what is that? Because the Webby Brown Skin Concealer Stick, my lips won't work. Why? Because the Bobby Brown we're using that same, we're using the darkest, Now I have hiccups, great. Oh, I love the smell of this. Like fancy perfume. Nice. I can't even find my collarbone. As you guys are gonna